The Urban Institute put together an infographic on how much higher the uninsured rate would be under Trumpcare, and the results are just stunning. So it says, how much higher would the uninsured rate be under the revised BCRA, that's Trumpcare, than under the ACA, that's Obamacare, in 2022? Take a look at that. So we're talking nowhere in the country, nowhere do we have a decrease in the uninsured rate. Nowhere. I'll just give you a few examples. We have Washington State, 144.1%. That's how much of an increase they're going to have in their uninsured rate. Oregon, 179.8%. California, 138.8%. Nevada, 76.5%. Indiana, Idaho, 50.8%. Sorry, Idaho. I just don't think of you often. Utah, 70.5%. Arizona, 45.2%. New Mexico, 175.6%. Let's go Texas, 21.6%. New York, 96.9%. And I'll let you guys just take a look at the rest there. But the uninsured rate is going to skyrocket under the Republican healthcare reform, which, you know, I keep trying to point out because it's amazing to me. It means you're doing reform, but it's really anti-reform. It's reform going in the wrong direction. Because one would think any kind of conceivable healthcare reform that a rational person would do, one of the top priorities would be, well, obviously we have to cover more people. Like if we're doing reform, the idea is to go in the right direction, not the wrong direction. And one of the key signs that you're going in the right direction would be covering more people. They do a healthcare reform bill and they say, no, let's have more people uninsured. I mean, that's so stupid that it's incoherent. I mean, it's what? But you know what? There actually is an answer here. The answer is they're not crafting reform with the regular person in mind. Because if they were, then they can have the uninsured rate go up. That would be failure. Strike one, you're out. Horrible reform. They're doing it with the health insurance companies in mind. They're doing it trying to make them more money because that's their donors. Now, the health insurance companies are playing this smartly, intelligently, because they're writing letters like, oh, this is going to have terrible effects. We hope you don't do it. In reality, of course they're for it because they're going to make more profit as a result of it. But it's a PR move on their part to say, yeah, no, totally, we don't want you to go in this direction, but they do want them to go in that direction because they're going to make more money if they go in that direction. But that's the beneficiary of this, the private for-profit health insurance companies, not the people. And the people get screwed. And we've covered time and time again how this bill is nothing but a giant tax cut to the rich. It cuts Medicaid $800 billion, increases the uninsured rate. 28,000 more people are going to die every year because they don't have access to basic health care under this bill. So every objective, measurable standard shows that this bill is worse, but they're still pushing in that direction. Now, let me give you the final fact here. There will be 24 million fewer people who would have insurance in 2022 than would be the case if Obamacare stayed in effect. And the uninsured rate would increase 78% from 11.7% today to around 19.8% in the year 2022. So that's crazy. And understand, the parameters of this debate are mental. So most of your Democrats are just saying, defend Obamacare. Defend, defend, defend. That's the answer. Defend Obamacare. We made these gains, got to keep them. But Obamacare itself was only a 25% step in the right direction, when the real answer is Medicare for all. There's some Democrats pushing for Medicare for all, not nearly enough. So you have most Democrats say, let's defend Obamacare, which is already a piecemeal, shitty system that keeps the private health insurance companies in control, but it has some regulations that make things a little better for people. Versus, let's just go totally nuts here, do Trumpcare, and go, more in the direction of a so-called free market, which is going to have worse health outcomes for people. That's the parameters of the debate. No, the answer is Medicare for all, and we got to go hard in that direction. So there you have it. The uninsured rate. Other countries look at us and they laugh. They laugh at this conversation. uninsured rate, that's not a thing in other modern countries. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, here we have single-payer healthcare, so you get sick, you get help, and you don't pay anything. It comes out of your taxes. No copays, no deductibles, no premiums. You get sick, you get help, you go home. Doesn't that sound lovely? Whereas here, we're having a debate. All right, should we leave 23 million people out to dry to maybe go bankrupt over medical bills, or should we leave 50 million people out? Meanwhile, we have $7 trillion to waste in an unnecessary war overseas. It's almost like our government is totally broken and corrupt and rotten.